How we all doing? If you like reseller content, toy content, board game content, like, subscribe, comment below. Good haul today. Now, if you're wondering, is this part 2 of the estate sale? The answer is no. Reason being, the part 2 were baseball cards from 1987, 89, 91, etc. I spent half an hour in a video just trying to find something worth more than $1, and I couldn't. So I'm just going to donate those. And yeah, the video was not very fun because I don't know anything about baseball. But now we're back on something I do know, toys. So, yeah, small haul today. We got $7 for the following. Some of that was $2 for a set of Thomas the Train Track. So track is always a good pickup if you can get it cheap because people buy tons of track. If you're not sure if a Thomas the Train fan has a particular car, you just get them track. They always want track. And $2 for this is a steal. Went through it. It is a 32-piece set. The only piece that really stood out. Now you can tell what set these are from based on a code. And you can punch that code and find out. It kind of doesn't matter because it's almost always going to be either an aesthetic change, but there is occasionally a functional piece that you need for a track. Now they put it away, I can't find it, but I'll pull it up on this end here. This part of this is from Avalanche Escape set. I have this piece. It has these little holders for this bridge that probably falls apart, which is kind of their gimmick. But ended up being a 32-piece set. I'm doing 22 with free shipping. So that's going to put us there. That's a pretty good start. All right, next up we have Monopoly, which I've been picking up a lot of these lately. They've been cheap and they've been selling. And it's easy once you get parts and to just keep changing your quantity on a listing and sending them out as they go. You know, I bring in a box, I get 4 or 5 sets out of each box. I sell like 1-2 things a week. It accumulates, but it does move. I got this for $2. And I've never really dug into this. So, with the power of editing, here's what we ended up with. It was not complete, which was a concern because the tape was broken on the box. What I do have are all the hotels and houses, which is Andy's Toy Barn and traffic cones. It's a Pixar thing, so they kind of just gotta throw all of their intellectual property into one thing. So I got these. I had 4 out of the 6 tokens. So I'm missing Sully and I'm missing Remy. And then I have the cash. Even with the 2 tokens missing, this actually isn't a bad pickup. We end up here with that. And now we've got like a real toy bag to get into. Now, this is a big honkin' toy bag. I've not done one of these in a bit because I haven't found them. $4 with, I have a discount. Well, I haven't talked about this in a bit because I just haven't been doing toy bags. What I do is I have $4. I know that. I have to find $4 in this bag before I buy it. So I'll flip it around. What I found was this moose is a Schleich. So that's pretty much my $4. Just to be sure, I flipped it around a little more. I found this dolphin is Safari Limited. We've paid for this bag. So we're just going to sort it out now. Figure out what is actually worth having. Now, I didn't notice the tag was on this guy, so that's pretty cool. So Safari Limited 1991 with tag. That's going to be not bad, I bet. So typically, Safari Limited stuff, this will probably be $8, $9 with that tag. Yeah, snake. We're just going to sort out the junk here, talk a little bit about it. We got a beanbag snake, there. We have a 1996 Schleich lion. This actually looks pretty lousy, like compared to a lot of their stuff. But 96 is rather old for them, so that could be really good. Now, the stuff that sells for the highest price for Schleich or for figures in general are horses are number one, dogs are number two, and then everything else kind of just is number three. It really depends. So we got that moose. This is in good shape. This looks pretty old too, actually. 1989 Schleich. I didn't know they were really doing stuff back then. That's cool. I've never gotten a moose before. Pretty interesting bag thus far. This feels cheap, and it's a squeaker with no squeaker left in it. So we've got Safari 1996 Great White Shark. One of my kids is very, very into sharks right now, so depending on the price on that, I will probably just give it to him because he'll think it's the coolest thing that ever happened. I don't think any rubber snakes, quite frankly, are worth anything. It just says made in China. A rubber snake. They're good for a prank. That's about it. We got a turtle. 350 mini turtle. And okay, so you can pull his head out. And it kind of goes back in. I don't know if it's a finger puppet. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can put on your finger and retract his head, I guess. That's probably not worth anything. A lot of rubber snakes in here. Nope. This one feels a little different just because it's hollow. I guess it would sit better that way. Cheap. Get a rhino. This looks good. Schleich. No year on this one. I'm guessing it's probably 90s as well. That's a good pickup though. A little dinosaur. Not worth anything. A small scorpion. Doesn't say. 1997 TM. Doesn't have a brand on it. It feels kind of cheap, honestly. Here's a safari dinosaur, a very small one. Those are tough to move because of the size. So if I get a bunch of them, we could do something, but otherwise, probably not. A decent triceratops, but no markings on it. Another snake. The snake. Little frog. Hans toys. And it appears to be broken. A leg stuck inside of itself. Still chomping along, but he's not going to be able to do much for us. I mean, wooden figure. This looks hand carved. That's actually pretty cool. I don't know what it's really supposed to be. I'm kind of getting like a saber-toothed tiger vibe off of it because like this bit. It looks cool. I like has no real value to it, unfortunately. But it does look cool. Another snake, another frog, a ball. Got a cat. This actually looks pretty nice. Burmese, China. Doesn't say who made it, so it's not bad quality. Made in China. Now you can tell this is cheap because you can see all the seams on it, where it's just like two pieces of plastic thrown together. Leaf-toed gecko. This is very cheap. Snakes. Penguin. Just says China on it. Another little dinosaur. Definitely cheap though. Iguana. Nah, nothing here. Dinosaur, so it has triangular screws, which usually indicates it's a McDonald's toy or other fast food property, but doesn't actually have any markings on it. So I'm guessing the markings were on the thing that went in the top. I don't know what this does. Might just have like a rider or something on it. Yeah, so it's not going to be any value with that. But another cat. These smaller animals, they could be a decent brand, but if you don't put the brand on there, I'm really never going to figure it out. It frankly looks like it's ivory. Nah, never mind. Italy. That's unusual. Huh. I'm going to do a Google Lens on that just in case. This stuff manufactured in Italy is quite rare for a toy that could be very old. We have Safari Limited white shark jumping out of the water. Pterodactyl. Whole bunch of snakes. Alright, so... And when you get used to doing this, you can really kind of tell right away how much effort was put into something. So I could tell this bat immediately was pretty nice, just because of the detailing on it. And this is a Schleich 2001 bat. Alright, so we clear this up and we'll actually get into value on these. Alright, so first up we got this rhino. We don't have a year on it. So we just put in Schleich rhino. This one looks similar, but the coloration is different. And this one has ribs, whereas this one does not. It says 2000, which could be the case. But they're going 12 bucks on theirs. This one is much more similar. And the coloration could be the camera. It also could be that it's like dirty. I don't really know, but this looks identical. They don't have a year on it either, and that's going for 13. And then again, same one down here. They're also saying 2000. That's going for 13. So these typically don't sell for quite as much as the dogs and the horses. So we got 280 rhinos going right now. 59 sold. Let's see. Here's one for 17. That's the same one we got. This one's very similar, but the head's different and the horns are different. This is the same one though. This guy, I can tell by the background, this dude sells a ton of Schleich stuff and he's very cheap. So that's odd that he's actually more money than what's out there right now. I am going to do 10 on this. That'll put us there. So next up we got the Schleich bat, which I've never seen one. It's pretty tiny. It's got like a 3.5 inch wingspan probably, but rather little figure. Weirdly enough, can't find it online. I found one that was sold, if you put in bat, you get Smurfs. The Smurf guy holding a bat. This was not the right one. And then I found one that had sold for $50. The thing is, I have to assume that people just don't want it or just didn't really sell. You can find these that they're not the same one. The color scheme is reversed on these. The one that did sell for $50, but I'm just gonna do $8 because nobody's looking for these. There's very, very few of them out there, obviously, with 70 results, and almost none of them were actually bats. And then we do our sold listing, and we got, this is the one, this is the correct color scheme, for $50 back in August, and that's the only one that's ever sold. So yeah, it's a mystery. I don't understand why they didn't sell well. I mean, as a figure, I guess you can't display it because it doesn't do anything other than fall over or lay on its back. It just doesn't resonate with people. So $8. I mean, I could conceivably get more, but the fact is, if none of them sell, then nobody's really looking for it. So that puts us at 31. Alright, so now we got Safari Limited, which in the world of figurines, these go for a little less than Schleich generally. So this is a 96 great white shark, and depending on what it goes for, I'm just going to give it to one of my sons who's really into sharks right now, and he'll think it's super cool. So can't put a price on that, right? Well, you can. I mean, it just depends. So 27 of these, we got like $9, $11, $11, $9, 10. 27 for sale. How many sold? 5 for $12. Yeah, I'll just give it to him. He did good at soccer today, so he'll think that's super cool. So that's, that's worth it to me. $12. Alright, so now we got a 1989 Schleich Moose. I can't recall ever running into a Schleich figure this old. It's not super dissimilar from anything they've done. It's got that same kind of like attention to detail. It feels like it's the same kind of PVC material. So let's look into this. We got Moose. 176 Moose for sale. So quite a few of these. $12. We've got $10 with 10 watchers, so that's pretty much going to be our bottom dollar. Or I could do 9 and I'll probably sell it right away. Yeah, that's more or less where I'm leaning. So let's check that sold listings. We got 2 sold. Interesting. That's just not popular. But again, the 2 that are sold are going for good money. So $13. So if I do 9, if anybody's out there really looking for it, they will buy mine. So that's what we will do. Alright, so we got a 1996 Schleich Lion male. Looks kind of funny to me, honestly. It doesn't look like a Schleich. Feels right. Doesn't look right. So we pull this up. 366. Look at the coloration difference on this guy versus mine. It's hard to pick up. It looks like somebody like cleaned the paint off of it. I don't know if it's my imagination or it could be the photo. It could be a lot of things. It could be that there's dirty. when you display stuff, especially like a main like this, it's going to catch every dust particle. It just kind of looks, this looks weird to me. It doesn't look like a Schleich quality figure. But 366, do lions sell? Like I said, it's usually horses, it's usually dogs, and then everything else is just kind of moves what it does. So we got 5 of this year sold. And we're around 12, 10. So like I said, this guy, I can tell by his background, which is a skee ball machine, oddly enough. And I use a distinctive background as well, just to help sort stuff. He's always the cheapest. So if he's selling for 11, I can probably list it for 12, but oh, he's got another one down here. I'll list it for 11. No, I'll list it for 10. Screw it. Let's do 10. Nice round number. Let's see if we can get it out the door pretty quick. Now, I set this aside. It feels old, and it's very weird that it just says Italy. So my feeling was that this was something kind of particular, and I'm correct. Because my first thought was nativity set. I have a camel, and it's the only other figure I've ever found that said made in Italy, and it's from a nativity set. So looking around, this is modeled after like a classic nativity scene. Now the thing is, I'm not sure if I still have the camel. I might. I could start assembling that nativity scene. I don't know if they sell well at this point, because when you think about nativity scenes, people don't go out and buy those. Like, you hand them down. Let me just see if we could find the exact one. So I punched in nativity scene sheep. Made in Italy. Okay, I didn't even put the Italy part. Is it in this batch? So he's got like a grazing one, but he has no color on his hooves. That could be... It looks exactly like this one. So it could be all the paint just wore off this guy. I think it is that one, actually. So, but can we do anything with one? And again, this is the posture. No, it's a little different. But I found a wooden one. And it was like a classic pose, I guess, that this must have been modeled after. So, yeah, in reality, it's probably not going to move. But just an interesting thing that if you see something made in Italy, you've immediately pegged it to a nativity scene. Alright, final piece is we got the Monterey Bay Safari Limited Bottlenose Dolphin with tag from 1991. So, kind of weirdly specific, but 7 results. So we got one without a tag. They're looking for $10. And then we're going up from there. I don't know if the tag really means anything in collecting. Like, I've almost never had a Schleich with a tag on it. They've always moved. I'm not even getting dolphins. So maybe this doesn't really hold a lot of value. Again, Safari Limited's not the most sought after. So why don't we ditch Monterey Bay and go to Safari and see if that changes anything. We got one, and it's just a bunch of sea creatures from a broad year. So I will list it, and I'm going to list it at 8, and more than likely it'll go at some point. Dolphins are, you know, decently popular. So $7 today, $43 all told at the end. That's a pretty good day. I could take that. Well, some decent stuff. Learned a little bit, per usual. Oh, if you like reseller content, toy content, board game content, dolphin content, like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.